Hello everyone, David Schultz here, welcoming you to the Silverdale project and our new campus. I want to start here in front of the actual parking garage, our new parking garage, and you say, well, why are we doing that? Well, this garage actually is one of the more subtle but greatest benefits that we could provide to our patients, visitors, and family coming to the campus, because this garage has more parking spots than the entire Bremerton campus does now. So when you come to the campus, you already have some angst. Where do I go? How do I get to see my loved one? How do I get to my care site? Whatever it may be, you come to this garage, you find easy parking, it leads you straight into the main entrance, and then your true care can begin. So welcome, enjoy the tour. Now I'm in the atrium, which is our connection point, the heart of the facility between former Silverdale, older Silverdale if you will, and the new facility, the expansion. So you can see the beautiful view we have. You can see the Reimer Family Healing Garden down below. Of course, our terrace seating for guests and visitors. It is quite a welcoming experience for our patients, as you can imagine, and quite remarkable from a flow standpoint as well. So it's going to make it quite easy for patients to realize where they need to go and access the type of care that they need as fast as possible. And of course, the type of care is from birth to end of life. And so we will offer a full spectrum of services, something that in one unified site that Kitsap County has never seen. So this is a 500,000 square foot addition to the hospital, all private rooms. It is the fourth most energy efficient hospital in the country, a remarkable feat for this community and certainly the sustainability of our healthcare well into the future. The wood that we removed from this property is actually, you can see some of it behind me on the chapel. And so we actually reused the wood that we harvested from this property into the facility, and you'll see it throughout the facility. We work directly with the county to implement the reclaimed water system, otherwise known as the purple pipe. It is plumbed throughout the facility to make sure that we can reclaim and reuse that water. So now I'm in one of our incredible patient rooms. But what you'll notice about the whole facility when you finally get to see it is all our rooms are the same size. As you go through your care episode and you become more stable, more healthy, you don't necessarily have to be transported out of the ICU at this point in time. We can deliver a different level of care, if you will, without having to move you multiple times like we do currently in the Bremerton campus. And these rooms are so much bigger, especially from a patient perspective, but also from a family perspective. As I'm a family member and I may be watching, I just want to watch, I can relax and take some time, sit right here, but I can still see my loved one's head, their face, making sure I'm watching, making sure that they can see me to provide a calming environment. And of course, then when you look outside the room, the views, we've tried to maximize the views as best as possible. Now I'm in one of our cardiovascular operating rooms, and we use this room. We keep a surgeon at the ready, but the interventionalist will be doing the cardiac procedure, stenting, whatever may be needed to help the patient. And if something were to go wrong, God forbid, but if something were to go wrong and we needed to open the chest, this room will allow all the equipment in here with a hit of a button to be guided out of the way of the care team so that the surgeon can get access to the table and access to the patient's chest in a very short period of time. So now I'm here in our ED, and this is a 58-bay level 3 trauma center right here on the second floor, right off the main entrance, right off the parking garage, very accessible for both walk-in traffic and ambulance traffic. And right here to my right is the triage area, and to my left is the first pod of actual emergency rooms. And what you'll notice, one, it's quite open, visualization across back and forth so that the physicians, the care team, the nurses, they all can see their patients readily. In addition to not just the extra size and scope that this ED provides, we also have dedicated trauma rooms, as you would expect for a level 3 trauma center. We have dedicated rooms for mental health patients that need a more secure and private setting. And we have our decontamination rooms that we worked with both on the county and with the Department of Defense to make sure that in any event, we have the space, the dedicated space, the equipment set aside, readily accessible without impacting the rest of the emergency room and how it flows and how we take care of patients. The emergency room is completely negative air pressure, so it allows for us to treat potential COVID patients quite readily, as well as those that have already been deemed positive. And I should mention that each floor, again 4 through 8, has the ability to have 2 negative pressure rooms, isolation rooms, that completely secure a COVID patient, any form of infectious disease patient. We also, those floors upstairs also have the ability to turn a whole floor into negative pressure. So if we ever did need a COVID unit, we could dedicate a whole floor to that purpose because of the negative pressure capabilities of this facility and those individual floors. So again, we're going to be set up to take care of whatever comes our way well into the future.